All right. Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua, Bashim Bakar HaKodash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, peace and salutation to brothers doing the work of sincerity and the truth, the hope for elected brothers waiting every day, praying for Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua to return so we get out this place, peace and salutations to you brothers. Just want to get into a lesson. We're just basically on, brothers how to trim their lamps, man. Because we're coming into a time where everything is going to ramp up. So-called white man is going to come in with a flood, man, and brothers have to be prepared. We have to get ourselves prepared, man. We got to fight the woes of the world. We got to do everything to try to wait for this wait for Yahweh Shema for the day of our salvation. The time is coming so near, man, that we really really have to tighten up. Tighten up. We have to be ready and prepared for that day, that coming in. The notable day, man. So let's get let's get to the scripture. This is from Matthew's the 25th chapter. All right, this is Matthew 25:1. It says, "Then shall the kingdom of heaven be like unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom." Right, and the bridegroom is the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. It's Yahushua, man. Because we're waiting, man. We're waiting and we're tarrying to see Yahushua enter and to come into this world, man. That's what we've been waiting on, man. All this time. We were waiting for the day that he comes because, the brothers, that's them brothers that was the elect that was waiting for him to come and all that time. So these are the times that we will be looking for, man, because it's very close, man. I'm watching the Apostle Tahar and the Apostle Gabar, and I was just watching his exhortation. It's just like how things is ramping up and things are getting close, man. And we have to actually look at the signs. The signs that we have is that is near, man, because everything is being basically seen, man. We're seeing destruction of the earth. We see everything, man. We see that there's a microchip that's gonna be here. It's written. You see how sick the world is. I mean, and it's been prophesied in the scriptures, man. We already came on the ships over here. We know that happened. So we know that the time is close. We know that Esau is ramping up. We know that he's about to go into World War III. We can see it. All right, we can see those things, man. All right, so and that's what we're seeing. We wait for the bridegroom, and it's these certain things that we see, which would give us that inclination that the Lord is coming fast, man. And he says, this is verse 2, and he says, the 5 of them were wise, right? Wise is to mean the prudent, be mindful of one's interests. So those men who were wise took interest in to know of the things that's to come, who stayed ready, who tried to do the best they could, who tried to do less, and who tried to who was looking for that acceptable day of the Lord, man, who knew it was coming, and didn't bullshit, didn't lag behind, they got into the truth, didn't try to go in their own way, man, and the 5 were foolish. Those are guys that's contrary, laid back, didn't give a damn about what the Lord had to say, who went into a greedy game, who thought that the Lord was gonna come, and by the time he come, they was gonna die, they was gonna be dead, and maybe already be in the heavens, made up philosophies, just added things, and the wise knew, verse 3. It says, and they that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil, right? They didn't get themselves protected, man. They didn't have themselves ready. They said they took no oil. They didn't have no fuel. They didn't have no fuel in their lamps. They didn't have nothing to sustain them in that time, man. Right? Took the no oil with them, man. It says, but the wise took oil, right? And the wise and their vessels with them with their lamps, and the bridegroom tarried. Now the bridegroom is Yahushua. He the bride Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Yahushua was put on the cross, and he died and went to the spirit world. And as he waited this moment, for the word from Yahweh, and they all slumbered and slept. And those were the prophets that slumbered and slept, man. They died, they reincarnated, came back again, passed away again. Sometimes may got killed, may died of just old age, but though they slept also, It says, and at midnight there was a cry. There was a cry made, behold, the bridegroom cometh. Go ye out to meet him. Right now, this is when Yahushua was appearing all the time, all through the certain things, and Yahushua appearing. You can see that he was coming, because the signs were coming, and the Lord appeared himself, man. The time was set, because the scripture said at a point in time, man. All these things gonna speak, man. And then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. Right, to trim your lamps, man, is you got prepared. You got fervent. You were fervent of the spirit. You were praising Yahweh Shema Shah. You weren't going off your own guile. You weren't going and making accusations. You was just in the spirit. The world wasn't taking you or engulfing you in it. You wasn't trying to be the Hebrew Israelite rapper that the one that make money. You wasn't trying to worry about what was going on in this world. You got prepared. You was putting all that stuff aside. The world should have aside. All right. And he said, let me read verse 7 again. It says, and then all those virgins arose, trimmed their lamps, and trimmed their lamps. So they got prepared to go see the bridegroom, man. It says, and the foolish said unto the wise, give us of your oil, for our lamps are going out. Right. So those the ones the spirit left them, man. They didn't have nothing to keep their lamps trimmed. They didn't bring no oil. They didn't keep up with the word of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. They kept up with the world. They kept up with what their woman wanted to do, And then they tried to come back in and tried to, get and tried to just take some of what the brothers had, tried to ride the coattail of the brothers, man. All right. It says, but the wise answered, saying, not so, lest there be not enough for us and you, but go ye rather to them that sell and buy for yourself. So in this verse 10, it says, and while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready, those that took it serious, man. Those that took it very serious were ready, To what he say? Let me go to get there real quick. Because he said, because of that, man, because you took things serious, this is what he said. This is Revelations 3:10. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation. And that's Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, keeping us from the harm that's to come, man. And those the ones that believed and kept the word of the Yahweh Bashim Yahushua's patience. What? Because they believed in him that he was going to come. All right. And it says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon it. Right? Because it's going to come fast, man. And verse 11 says, behold, I come quickly, hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. And that's what those five wise did, man. They held everything. They stayed content. They kept their integrity, you know. All right. They kept their integrity in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. They didn't try to fall. If they failed, they asked for forgiveness and repented, you know. They weren't worried about what they had to they didn't worry about what the world was going to look at or any other Israelite group. They didn't fall into the madness of that world, man. You know, that's what the five kept hold. They held fast and what Yahweh Shem Yahushua gave them, man. They kept believing. They trusted in them, man. You know, they didn't try to say, well, y'all follow a man when the men that teach you are teaching you on point and direct, you know, and fade off into obscurity and become someone else, man, and took on 7 other demons with the other one, man. Had 8 demons on him, man. All right. Let's go back to the scripture. We say, because you can't let these guys take your crown, brothers. We can't let them, you know, because it looks beautiful over here. You don't see, they don't see, they can't see that the Lord was coming. That's why they didn't had the oil, their lamps trimmed. They didn't have it prepared. They didn't have it. They wasn't ready for the marriage, man. Wasn't trying to get ready, you know. They didn't try to do all that they could, man. You know, because this thing is serious, man. All right, go back to. All right, this is Revelations. It's like in Matthew's 25, and I'm gonna go to 7 again. It says, "Then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. And the foolish said unto the wise, Give us of your oil, for our lamps are going out. But the wise answered, saying, Not so, lest there be not enough for us and you, but go ye rather to them that sell and buy for yourselves. And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the doors were shut." So it's no way that you can get out of if the Most High got you already in His graces, man, and this thing is gonna be there, man. But you guys is falling out to try to make your own thing go on. Hey, man, just follow the doctrine, you know. All right, and it says, and afterwards came also the other virgins, saying, Lord, Lord, open to us. Right? That's verse 11. It says, but he answered and said, Verily I say unto you, I know you not. And that's the scripture. That's Matthew chapter 7, verse 21. All right, Matthew 7 and 21. It reads, Not everyone that says unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father, which is in heaven, you know. Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name? And in thy name have we not cast out devils? And in thy name done many wonderful works? And then will I profess unto you, I never knew you. Depart from me, you that work iniquity. And that's going to happen to those certain men, man. You got to stay prepared and, and ready. You know, we say men fall 7 times. Righteous men fall 7 times, but basically you get back up, man. You know, and some of you guys just took the bait and fell for it, man. You know, and fell into obscurity and went into your own way. You know, didn't prepare yourself for the time that we knew was to come. That the Lord said was gonna come. You know, you had other thoughts. You know, and the wise kept the Lord in their heart, man. They kept doing the work. You know, and the Spirit searches out. And when the Spirit finds you out, man, it ejects you, man. This is Proverbs 24:16. It says, "For a just man is fallen 7 times and rises up again, but the wicked shall fall into mischief." So that's what happens to certain men, man. They don't prepare themselves and they fall into mischief, going by the way of their own way. Going their own way is doing contrary with the scriptures. Because that's what the scriptures didn't it say? Haven't we cast out devils, and have we in your name? Let's Here it is again. It says, have we not prophesied in thy name, and have we not cast out devils in thy name? Uh, Done many wonderful works. So you saying, yeah, I did this. I was in camp. I was doing this. Hey, it was a time this happened, and we and we changed the guy's heart, and he came into the camp. But how was your doctrine? What was what was you telling them? Were you bringing guile? Were you lying? Were you lying on people? Were you stealing from brothers? Were you being wicked? A lot of guys didn't do it, man. That's why a lot of them didn't. They didn't trim the lamps, man. They kept thinking that it was okay, And we all got to look at this as ourselves, man. Look at the time that's to come, man. Prepare yourself, because the kingdom of heaven is at hand, man. That's what Yahweh Shah say. No. All right. This is verse 13. It says, "Watch therefore, neither the day nor the hour wherein the Son of Man cometh." So we don't know. So the Yahweh Shema Shah has a set at appointed time for us to come. For him to come, bring the Son and send the Son, because that day is coming. It's approaching soon, brothers. All right. Let me get some more scriptures, man. Let's go to Luke 12:35. Luke 12:35. It reads, "Let your loins be girded about and your lights burning." Right? So you got to continue to keep your lamps trimmed, man. Be prepared. That's keeping your oil, man. Keeping the anointing on you, man. Pray in the name of Yahweh Shem Shai. Do what you have to do with the brotherhood, man. Be charitable to the brothers, man. And that's two things Yahweh Shem Shai said to us, man. He said, love that brother with all thy heart and soul, and love the brotherhood, man. Keep that in. If you do that, man, you will follow basically in everything you can to the best of your ability, man. All right. So let's go to Second Peter's. Let's go to 2 Peter's 3 and 4. This thing. 2 Peter's 3 and 14. Second Peter chapter 3, verse 14, it says, "Wherefore, beloved, seeing that you look for such things, be diligent that ye may be found of him in peace, without spot and blameless." So when your house shall come, man, you're gonna be without spot and blameless, man. That's because, hey, Yahweh Shema Shai knows what we go through. Know that the time, these days are evil. What the world is gonna put upon us. And what we have did, what about the sins, man? He knows that, man. So, they said the just man fallen 7 times. But did you try to get up? Did you try to make yourself ready? Did you try to get back ready? Did you worry about what your woman was gonna think? A lot of things happen that you try your best in this thing, man. And the Spirit of the Lord knows. That's why the scripture said the Most High knows who's his, man. He knows who are his, man. So prepare yourself, because the kingdom of heaven is at hand, man. This is Proverbs 21 and 20. It says, "There is a treasure to be desired, and oil in the dwelling of the wise, but the foolish man spendeth it up." So the time is at hand. You got to keep your oil and your lamps running, man. Keep the spirit on this, brother. You got to be prepared, because the way and the day of Yahweh Shem Shai, the acceptable day, is coming, man. And ain't no way we gonna everything have to be done in the order that Yahweh Shemel Shai has it, man. So look to Yahweh Shemel Shai. Stay in prayer, man. You gotta continue in prayer. You know that the Most High Yahweh Shemel Shai find us acceptable, man. You know, this is this is 1 Thessalonians 5:17. It says, pray without ceasing. And that's just plain. That's just plain, you know. So hey, and with that, you know, that's it. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Kakadash, peace, salutation to you brothers, and shalom.